Before she began the inevitable small talk on who was going where and why, he asked her if she knew the Japanese folktale about a moon princess. A moon princess? I don't think so. Whether the man took this as an invitation to tell seemed unimportant. He had to tell. He sat straight and erect, spoke. Once upon a time, an old woodcutter was walking through a bamboo forest when he noticed that one of the trunks was glowing. He took his axe and chopped it open to find a baby girl no bigger than his thumb. He cupped his hands and carried her home to his childless wife. She was overjoyed they now had a daughter to raise. They named her Kaguya Hime, the luminous night princess. At first, the couple tried to keep her a secret, but she grew into such a beautiful woman that 5 princes proposed to her. Kaguya Hime didn't want to marry any of them. She set each one an impossible challenge. The first had to bring back Buddha's begging bowl from India. The second, a jeweled branch from a mythical island. The third, the robe of the Chinese fire rat. The fourth, a precious stone from a dragon's neck. And the fifth, a cowrie born from a swallow. The earnest men set out on horses and sheep. All of her suitors failed. One drowned. When the Japanese emperor heard of this strange and beautiful woman, he journeyed to the village and also fell in love. Kaguya Hime turned him down too. She told the emperor she couldn't marry a man from the earth and that she must return to her people on the moon. The emperor tried to imprison Kaguya Hime and surrounded her house with guards, but the moon people rode across the stars and blinded the soldiers with a strange light. She told the woodcutter and his wife that although she loved them, she had to return to her family. Before the horses galloped into the sky, Kaguya Hime wrote the emperor a letter and gave him a cup of everlasting life. When he read her last words, he broke down and ordered the letter to be burned. He couldn't live forever without being able to see her again. His men took the letter and the elixir to the top of Mount Fuji and set it on fire. The legend, when Fuji was still an active volcano, was that the smoke was the eternal burning of the letter and the everlasting life. Narrator and listener, as if they were the only two awake on the plane. When the Japanese man had described an ivory carriage ridden down from the moon, Mazzy had felt the skin on the back of her neck turn cold. After he finished the story, Mazzy had sat for a moment, pictured the snow-capped peak of a perfect mountain, pale horses in the night sky. Then she told him her name and asked him his. Instead of answering, he said he was tired and then folded his arms and closed his eyes. She presumed his insouciance was simply a cultural difference and put her headphones on and scrolled through the in-flight films. When the captain announced they were beginning their descent into Narita, Mazzy woke up. The seat beside her was empty. Blanket folded, the headphone wire neatly wrapped. She looked around for the Japanese man, but he must have moved places while she was napping. Then the plane cut through the clouds and the coastline twinkled with sunlight, a thin line of surf between land and sea. With the other jet-lagged and flight-stale passengers, Mazzy shuffled towards immigration. Every few meters there was a chirped welcome from a uniformed official, though she could only guess it was a welcome as her Japanese was not much more than please and thank you. She'd never taken the wrapping from the language textbooks and CDs her father had mailed her. She walked the quiet and empty corridors like school during lessons when she snuck out of class. The Japanese officials doing the job of hall monitors, ready to check your pass, a reason for being where